I'll come inside by 8 p.m. Finding for your fucking head. Wait a minute. Goddamn. What's on YouTube? Back to another video. If your day's not going good, I hope tomorrow is better. Let's subscribe, click the subscribe button and notification bell. First subscribe. Thank you for your loyalty. We got another Q&A. We got another Q&A video. It's gonna be a long one. Just so this video isn't super long, we just gonna jump right into this. Y'all already know the usual. Thank you for the support. Yada yada yada. Boom boom. Appreciate y'all. This Q&A video, we did everything on the broadcast channel, which I'm looking at it right now. We are at 250 members. That's very insane to me. I'm not gonna lie, but word. We're just gonna jump right into this. I'm gonna start from the bottom up because I mean, first to last. And we're gonna try to get to all of these. Currently it is 25 questions or like 28. Starting off with the first one, we have Pat Flicks. He says, I'm looking into buying a computer. Any good ones for photo under $300? Bro, honestly, I don't think you're gonna get a good computer for that price. If you're just trying to edit photos, your best bet might be an iPad. The current new iPads are around like $450. You can get a used one or maybe one of the cheaper ones, maybe an iPad mini or something like that for that $300 price point that you're at. 100%. I would literally just say get an iPad if you're just using photos. Next one is a personal question for me by my boy Ryan. He says, what made you start photography? Ultimately, this was not my goal. This was not what I wanted to do at all. I actually, back in 2020, started my own personal YouTube channel, which I was doing videos with my friends and a whole bunch of just dumb videos, pranks, little skits, whatever the case may be, bro. I was just doing those type of videos. I was upgrading my equipment for that because I started with my phone, then I went to a GoPro, and then I upgraded to the Canon M50. That was my first digital camera. As I started to learn more about the camera, look up videos to learn more about how to use the camera, I got interested in like, okay, this is kind of dope. I kind of rock with this. And me being who I am, I wanted to make the $500-600 back that I spent on the camera. So I would just do like little photo shoots for people at my high school, like baseball players. I started with them, little photo shoots here and there. Then I just started doing that more and more. And it was like a snowball effect, little $20-30 here. And it just started growing and growing and growing. I started making a lot of money from it. I kept going. And here I am today. Next question. This one comes from Sa Visuals. I hope I'm saying your name right. How do you deliver your photos and what process does? How do you deliver your photos and what's the Yo, this just gave me a complete brain fart. What? How do you deliver your photos and what's the process of that look? I'm just gonna assume you mean what does that process look like or something like that, but I'm just gonna answer the first one. How do you deliver your photos? I send my photos to Google Drive. I used to use Dropbox, however, it started to require the clients to have to spend a certain amount of money to even see or download something. Like if the file size or the folder size is over 5 gigabytes, it started to require the clients to like spend money to download the stuff. Google Drive just works so perfectly because all my clients are just getting access to my folder. And I use it as a way to kind of save things in the cloud, like all my finished projects. That's just kind of like a backup way to, you know, if in case I lose something, I know it's on Google Drive. This one says, what's your ultimate goal for your photography career? So I don't think I've ever talked about this because I don't really like talking about this just like publicly or like with so many people, but my goal is to ultimately build a team. I want to build a team of photographers in my current area. As of now, that what I'm thinking about, I want to build photographers around like North Jersey, even reaching out to South Jersey. And I just want to be able to have my company be a stepping stone for a lot of photographers to get to where they want to get to. So let's say you're heavy into sports and you want to get into sports photography. I have the resources for you to be able to get in good with certain high school or colleges. So I hire you under my company and you're working under me for the time being to get your experience, exposure, yada yada. You use it as a stepping stone to maybe get into working specifically for a college or NFL or yada yada, right? So that way it's a mutual beneficial thing because I want to be able to grow my company out as much as I can. Can't do that as an individual, but I also want to help a lot of starting photographers and videographers because this is a very common thing now. So I want to, you know, be able to provide for you guys literally and grow on my own as well. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Next question says, what are the best export settings to post reels on IG? The settings isn't really too big of a deal depending on your editing software. It really isn't a big of a deal because the resolution has to be the same. It has to be that 1080 by 1920. That's just what it's gonna have to be because that's real format. Now, you could also do 1080 by 1080 if you want to do a square format for just regular IG posts, but if you're trying to post for reels, it's really up to you, man. If you want to do vertical, but when you do vertical like that, you don't get to see as much You know what I'm saying? On the outskirts, if you want to be able to see more, I would definitely say do 1080 by 1080, but it's personal preference at that point. Either one of those are fine. Once again, it's personal preference. I wouldn't post videos in 60 FPS. I would do 30 FPS or 24. Next question, this one, it says, what are ways to improve in sports photography? I have a bunch of videos on this. That's a very general question. I'm just gonna link you to check out any one of these videos that are on screen right now, and you will be able to easily figure that out. Social media goals for 2024. YouTube, 10,000 subs. That's pretty much it. That's my big goal right now, and we kind of looking good. We're almost at 3.5K right now, and we just hit 3K like right before New Year's, and we're like halfway through this month. We're kind of looking good. I mean, listen, I'm aiming for 10K. If I get 10K by December, I would be happy as hell. What is a good brand camera bag? That was worded so weird. What is a good camera bag brand? Okay, Nomadic, I believe. Yes, literally. So that's I'm looking at my Peter McKinnon bag. Nomadic bags are great. That's the only one I can speak for. I would say you can, if you're on a budget, get a nice bag off Amazon. The only problem is the insides of the bag where the separations are, they may not be sturdy. For example, these little pieces, they may move, right? They may not be as firm as you need them to be, so that when you are in the process of moving around or you putting your bag down, you don't want your equipment to be scratching against each other. Moving around in your bag and stuff like that, you want everything to be locked into where it is and protected. The cheaper Amazon bags are like $50, $60, but it also depends on the amount of equipment you're carrying. I'm carrying 2 cameras sometimes, mics, this and that, sometimes my laptop. This bag, it's a travel pack. So I've taken this with me on business trips to Miami and stuff like that, with 2 changes of clothes and everything, just all in that bag, and it worked out perfectly. What's the process of you getting credentials for a game? I already mentioned this a bunch. I usually don't, but I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should 100% do that. It makes things easier in the long run, just so that you're not running into any complications. This person asks, preset pack 2.0 coming soon. I'm still trying to let this one resonate with y'all, but I see that a couple people are, looking for another preset pack, so I will get working on that for y'all. Like I said, this next preset pack though, I'm gonna put a lot more work into, so it's gonna take a little bit more time. I'm not even gonna say when. I have no idea when I'm gonna drop it. My preset packs are all gonna depend on how my editing style changes, if that makes sense. This person says, what are the best spots to sit or stand while shooting a basketball game? You must not have seen my actually, no. You probably didn't see the most recent video, because this was actually a week ago. That video wasn't out. Hopefully, this video right here on the screen helped you. This person says, should I upgrade to a 24-70 2.8 first, or wait for the 70-200 2.8, both photo and video? 24-70, easily. It's way more versatile than the 70-200. This guy asks, with doing sports photography, how did you come up with your prices? The way I came up with my prices was I started off low, so it started off at a fair price for everybody, something that's like, okay, that's really nothing. I also started to upgrade my equipment. I just upped my prices, $5, $10 here, you know what I'm saying? And just over time up my prices, but still trying to keep it fair and even for everybody. These are high school athletes for the most part. Not everyone has a bunch of money to spend, you know what I'm saying? Okay, next question. I'm a 14-year-old sports photographer and videographer. Any tips? Check out my channel. That's the best I can give you. Since I don't want to make this video drawn out, check out my channel. All I can tell you now is you're ahead of the game. You're in the broadcast channel. You're watching me. You're 14. You're a freshman in high school. You're ahead of the game. That's all I can tell you now. All the tips, all the advice I can give for you already is on my channel. This person says, what's the best way to meet new photographers / athletes to work with? Photographers, when you're at games, speak to people. Just speak to people. Hey, I'm a photographer. What's your Instagram? Yada, yada, yada. Exchange contacts. There you go. That's how you meet photographers, literally. You're gonna meet photographers in the same places that you're gonna be. Boom. Athletes, bro, the way to kind of grow a connection with athletes, if you wanna work with them personally, go to these games, take pictures for them, post them, tag them, send it to them so they can tag you. You build that little relationship there. If they're respectful of your work, they're gonna eventually wanna end up paying you or maybe giving you some other opportunities elsewhere, yada, yada, yada. That's kind of how you build connections with athletes. Next question, best way to price your service once you get more notoriety? I pretty much already said this. It's all personal preference. You still want to keep things kind of fair with everybody. You got to figure out what's really working with people. You want to keep things fair with your clients, but you got to know your clients, right? So if you're working with high schoolers, keep things fair. Try to keep things even, but make sure you're not undercutting yourself. Make sure you're still getting your money's worth out of everything. Next question, how do you book more clients for social media? Is there a method? There's not really much of a method, just grow. Work with more people and expand, that's it. because the way that this works is word of mouth, literally word of mouth, and you just promoting yourself, promote, business cards, post often, get your work out there, your website, whatever the case may be. Even if it gets to the point where you want to email schools or I don't even know, like if you're talking about like sports, if you want to email schools, athletic directors, or tell them what you're interested in, or tell them what you offer, see if they're interested in your work, you know what I'm saying? You can go about it that way too. Next question, 1K budget, best gear for starting sports photos. I've given this many times, Canon M50 Mark II. I think it comes with the kit lens, and then go and get you that telephoto lens. I think it's a 75 to 300 lens. That right there is about $800 to $900. Should I save and invest for a Sony a7 III/a7 IV? He said right now he's using a Nikon Z30. I'm not really sure about the Nikon Z30, but let me look it up. I would definitely say you save up for the Sony. Don't get the a7 III. If you're saving up, get the a7 IV. Yeah, I would say, yeah, 100% do that. This person says, what do you use to edit your videos? I use Sony Vegas Pro 21. What do you think of the Canon M50? It's an amazing camera. I've talked about it so many times. I literally just spoke about it. Get it. If that's what you want. It's a great starting camera. What are good settings for media day shoots? That's difficult. I can't even just give you those settings because it's all based off of the lighting you're using. If you're using constant lights like how I have on here, your settings are going to be completely different. If you're using strobe lights, I have to give you the settings of your camera plus your lights. It's kind of hard to do. I do want to make a media day video, and I'm going to end up doing that soon. I got you. How do I set my white balance for sports basketball photography? With this, I would definitely just say trust your auto setting on your camera, but sometimes the auto setting can be a little messed up. So you may have to do it manually and just use your eyes to really just kind of determine how the color is. Make sure it's not too warm, make sure it's not too cool, and just, you know, set that, because sometimes the gym can mess up the auto white balance. What do you think of upgrading to the Canon R10? I have the 450D right now. Canon R10. And then you said you have the 450D. Yeah, I would do that upgrade. I would definitely do that upgrade. I'm not really too sure about that camera, but I would go ahead and do that upgrade. And with that, you know what? We got past that pretty quick. I'm saying that, and I don't even know how long this video is, but I feel like we got past that pretty quick. From now on, this is how I'm gonna do the Q&A videos. If you ever have questions, because it's so many DMs, yo, I be trying. Like, if you catch me on the right time, I'll answer your DMs. But a lot of the time, I don't have the time to just answer everyone's like individual DMs. So hop in the broadcast channel, catch the time where I say Q&A video, and just ask your questions there. Ask as many as you'd like, and I'm just gonna go through them. I'm gonna try to do one every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. But we'll see. Other than that, thank y'all for all the support on the most recent video. The most recent video went crazy. I think that's at like 1.6K right now. In like 5 days, bro. I think it almost hit 1,000 day one. It was like 800. Crazy. Thank y'all so much for everything. I appreciate it. Basketball season's going great. I have a POV wrestling video coming soon. That might be next. That might be the next video. I don't know. Don't forget to check out the merch link in the description down below. Don't forget to check out the pre-sale link in the description down below. Don't forget to join the broadcast channel, link in the description down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to stay creative. See you next one. Peace. Do the rock.